everyone. It's Drew's News on the road, and today we are at Comic-Con here in New York City, and I've got the mother of all co-pilots, an icon of American cinema. She's made 52 films and counting, but it all started with one blood-curdling scream. It's Jamie Lee Curtis!
Everybody, hello, people.
So we're celebrating Halloween Ends, the final chapter in the franchise, started by John Carpenter 44 years ago. But I did love, and it's actually your mom, Janet Leigh, that when I got to do Scream was my big influence to say, I think what would be great about kicking off, we didn't know it'd ever be a franchise. It was called Scary Movie at the time, and I just thought that opening scene was more harken back to When a Stranger Calls. And I was like, Janet Leigh in Psycho, when she leaves the film so early and you lose the star of the film, all bets are off. That means anyone is fair game in the movie. Unlike Halloween, where you have been the ultimate reason why people should survive because you don't want them to go, you want to see them go on and on and on, which is what you've done with this franchise for how many years now?
44.
44, which I mentioned a minute ago.
The end of 44 years of Laurie Strode.
So is it surreal to be at the end of the road?
No, you know why? It's beautiful because of people like that. You know, the whole reason I have a career, Drew, is because of Laurie Strode. Totally. Everything in my life that's good, I owe to her and them. And the truth of the matter is, my life is their life because they have given the support and ongoing support of Laurie Strode for all these years. And because of her, then, of course, all the other things that have happened in my life. Family, kids, etc.
Well, speaking of news, you ready to hit the headlines?
I'm ready.
First up, the movie site, We Got This Covered, says that horror fans think that 2022 is a golden year for scary movies. We started the year with the 5th installment of Scream, a movie close to my heart, and then we had a parade of spine tinglers. Nope, Smile, Barbarian, and now we're putting the Bloody Cherry on top with Halloween Ends. Jamie, the fans are going bananas, but how do you say goodbye to Laurie Strode?
I am Laurie Strode. At this point, at 64, Laurie Strode and Jamie are different. When I played Laurie when she was 17 and I was 19, that was a character. I loved it. I got to dress differently than I did. It was an acting part. But by now, the two have merged, and by the end of this 2022 film, where Laurie has also had an opportunity to work through a little bit of the trauma that she never, I still believe that Laurie Strode went back to school November 2nd, 1978. I think they gave her a day off, put a Band-Aid on her arm, and basically sent her back to school.
Into the wild.
And never did anything, never talked about it. It was one of those things where nobody ever talked about those things. I think she was shamed at school. She was the weird girl. She had survivor's guilt. And obviously, she just never got to work out what happened. And so in the new movie, we meet a woman who almost smiles. There's a moment at the beginning of the movie, she smiles. There's literally a smile on her face because although she is not consumed by the grief of the loss of Karen, she is walking side by side with it. It's there. It's always going to be there. You don't get over the loss of a child, but she's moving forward. And I think it's just a good place.
I love how much you love your granddaughter, too, in place of your daughter, that the connection is still seemingly
and by the way,
the same.
It's real with Andy Matichik. The actress, and Judy Greer. We are Strode strong. We are Strode strong.
Well, also in the end of Halloween Ends, which I don't want to give anything away, but you are taking real ownership of the story.
Well, it's a sad ending. And, the truth is violence and loss is incredibly sad and affects everybody. This movie is about how it has affected the entire town of Haddonfield, and they've actually turned against Laurie. The victim herself, they have victim shamed. And it's sad that we do that. And as a society, we're seeing it kind of everywhere. And I think it's as much a metaphor of where we are. I think in 30 years you'll look back on the David Gordon Green movies and think that he was a genius.
I think he's a genius, too. I really do. Okay, well, next, from horror to heroes, some news about apparently your pal, John Stamos. So MovieWeb reports that John wants to be in a Marvel movie. Talk about Comic-Con. He says that no one has offered, but if they did, he'd do it in 2 seconds. John was in Scream Queens with you. What would be a good superpower for John?
Wow. Is there a really handsome Marvel character?
I mean-
Because John Stamos is just drop it handsome.
I think there are kind of a lot of hot guys.
Are there
in the
hot Marvels?
There are.
Are there
yeah,
hot Marvels?
You marvel at these Marvels. There's just
Yeah.
a corral of studs. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would make him. But I would then make him mean. I think what's also would be fun is to like flip it and make him not, because he is already a superhero. The truth of the matter is, who John is a superhero. He couldn't love life more. Couldn't love his kid more.
Yeah.
He loves being John.
So you want to see him be the bad guy?
I do.
Yeah.
I would like to see him
A little
turn
S&M.
But I'd like him to still be a really hot bad guy.
Yeah,
like
well,
the really nasty.
When a guy is hot and bad, I mean, that's just the catalyst for why so many women have made poor choices in relationships. All right, our next story. This is some great news from Goodwill. NPR reports they are taking their thrifty treasures online at goodwillfinds.com. Now, you can shop over 100,000 items from home. And some think that this could double store revenue, which is a huge deal because it all goes back into Goodwill's community work, and they've helped over 1 million people find jobs. Plus, they've saved over 9 billion pounds of stuff from a landfill. Jamie, are you a Goodwill girl?
On the daily, I drop off a bag of Goodwill.
Oh, really?
On the daily.
Oh my God! Then this
I
story
want to end
is
up with.
tailor-made
I want
for
to
you.
end up with nothing. I'm the divester. I am constantly brooming old ideas from my closet, from my house. I'm going to end up with one black shirt, one black pair of pants, and
Be a minimalist and be zen and happy.
Yes.
I am such a Goodwill fanatic. I've been a lifelong thrifter. I want to be you, but I'm a hoarder.
Okay.
Next up, when a college professor noticed her students were coming in more stressed than ever, she developed a new course to teach them how to do nothing. Time reports it's officially the most popular class at Lawrence University. Professor Constance Cassor says that students realize that they need to actually learn how to slow down. The course includes lessons on meditation, better sleep habits, mindful walking, and how to be bored. And as you might guess, this class is a no cell phone zone. So Jamie, what's your favorite way to decompress?
I am decompressed. I'm my normal life. I'm a fairly decompressed person. I have a pet, my dog. I walk my dog, Rooney.
But if you were to have to step into this teacher's shoes and substitute for one day because she's out sick and you want to take over the class, what would be a suggestion as a decompressed person that's a tip for them?
Probably music. I would just probably say we're just going to listen to music all day. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to, you can lay down, you can sit up, you can walk around, just music.
I love it. That's the perfect suggestion.
Maybe have Bette Midler sing something to us.
I was watching Hocus Pocus today with my girls, and I just brought our old record player down and put all the records out so that they can just play them.
I'm telling you
in
right
peace.
now, her voice
It's the best.
drops me.
It's the best.
No, her voice drops me to the ground.
Well, I'd like to see that.